Hey everyone, welcome to our Lunch and Learn on new features for efficient workflows. Thank you to all of you for joining us today. I would like to begin by acknowledging the traditional custodians on the land on which we stand. Here in Boorloo, Perth, this is the Whadjuk people. I also pay my respects to elders past, present and emerging. I'm Fiona Burnett and I'm the Customer Training Team Leader for Magenta's Practice Management. Today we're going to look at some new features in Genie that will help you create the efficiencies within your practice. There are some exciting developments within the SMS module to share, and there are new features that we have available as well for practitioners. To keep your software up to date, to make use of these features, we're also going to discuss updating your Genie database. Following that, I'll be joined by Alexi Baer, our National Customer Training Manager, to co-host the Q&A session. Day to day, we have many interactions with our users, and we use these opportunities to record customer feedback. Whether it be a support call, an email, or within a training environment, at a conference, or any number of these particular ways we interact with you. The ideas and suggestions that you guys provide to us are individually captured, categorized, and logged into what we call our Voice of the Customer program. The feedback is regularly reviewed by Magentas and our teams here. And by looking at the trends and patterns of the feedback that you guys provide out there in practices, seeing the way that you use our practice management software solutions, we use that feedback to make our informed decisions of how our development teams move forward with the products. This includes what features to include and what new developments to include. Most recently, the two areas that have appeared highly in these feedback categories are booking and managing appointments, as well as consulting with patients. So some of the features that we're going to review today will be very well received. First up, to help improve patient communication between practices and patients, we have a wonderful new feature to share. There is a caveat with this that is currently testing within a closed early access program. Within that, we release the feature to a small number of practices so that they can give us feedback on the feature, make sure all works as planned. So what you're about to see in the coming slides is a sneak peek of what's to come in the next release of Genie. So for a long time, practices have asked for more functionality in automated SMS reminders, as they are having to send SMS messages manually if there are a number of different appointment types for their patients that require different information. For example, if a practice has a mix of in-person appointments, telehealth appointments, and in-room procedure appointments, all of these types of appointments are going to need different arrival times, different associated instructions for each individual patient. What's happening currently at the practice, it becomes a time-consuming task when admin or reception staff have to be sending out these messages manually with each of those types of communication. It can also be prone to user error if selecting the wrong SMS template, or if a main staff member is away and no one else knows how to or remembers how to send those SMS reminders manually. Patients can then attend at the incorrect time and forget to bring important information to their consultation. Next version of Genie, what you'll be able to do is have, let me go back. What you'll see on the slide here is functionality that practices can set up multiple SMS templates per provider based on the appointment type to account for the differences in messaging. This is going to increase the flexibility of the messages that your practice sends, and you can confidently rely on the inbuilt automatic SMS reminders to let your face-to-face patients know where to park, let your telehealth patients know how the doctor is going to contact them and how early the in-room procedure patients should arrive. These are just some common scenarios we've seen at practices, and I'm sure you guys out there in practice land have your own individual examples. So by default, all patients at the practice will receive the standard SMS appointment reminder. But in the example that we've got here, if a patient was booked in with Dr. Allison for a new patient consultation, her scheduled SMS reminder can be tailored to that type of appointment. This is a sneak preview of the assigned templates SMS template area. And as you can see, it has a number of different tabs, and it's going to allow you to configure SMS messaging at your practice. Other part of the SMS updates is that users will be able to soon set multiple reminders for the same appointment, and you don't have to send all of a day's appointments at the same time. Appointment reminders will soon be able to be scheduled at a different frequency per appointment type. So you can remind new patients a week before so that they can prepare what they need to bring. And you can set your appointment reminders for your follow-up patients a few days before in case they forget to add it to their calendar. Appointment reminders will also be able to include referral expiry information, so patients can organise to bring in an active referral. And this is built in automatically, so you can elect to have this turned on if you'd like to remind your patients about their referral status. If you'd like to gather feedback from your patients after their consultation or appointment, you can also schedule an automatic SMS after their appointment with links and to gather that information. So our knowledge base is going to have all of the updates with these features, the functionality, and how to make use of the features. So you have all of that info to know how to implement it at your practice. As well as that, this development work within Genie will also serve as a foundation for further improvements to Genie's SMS functionality. Onto a feature to help you with your billing and invoicing that is available now. So previously, there hasn't been a way to categorize invoices or a way to capture why in particular that invoice has been created. You can review the particular item numbers that have been billed. However, that's not often enough information when practitioners treat multiple conditions or different areas of the body, for example. So if we're looking at a surgical practice, the practitioners there might see different types of patients, or they might be attending to different areas of concern. So for example, you might have an orthopedic surgeon that would be treating both hips and knees, and every patient that attends and has a consultation with the surgeon will be billed a 104 or a 105 item number for their new and review consultations. Within that though, there's no easy way to tell how many new patients are coming in for hips, how many new patients are coming in for knees, or any other type of drama that they have. What we have now is a service line field available on invoices, and it allows the user to enter a reason for this invoice. So this field can be populated with your practice's most commonly used reasons, making it customizable for your needs. Another benefit of having this feature is that the field can be reported on within quick reports. So this means the practice can have a retrospective look at what your patients need to help decisions and inform the patients. This field is intended only for internal reporting. So rest assured the content that is included in this field is not part of the printout of the invoice, nor is it transmitted in any Medicare or Eclipse claims. If you would like to make use of this functionality, you'll find the settings within your practice preferences of your Genie database. If you navigate to File, Practice Preferences, and then select the Miscellaneous tab, you'll be able to see two settings there. One, to enable the feature to be visible on the invoicing screen, and the second, to make use of the field and make sure it's mandatory when creating invoices. Now, onto some enhancements within the clinical area of Genie. Our practitioners and clinical staff out there will be familiar with this results screen. So an area of feedback we've commonly received during training is that it takes too many clicks to link results to patients. When linking results, Genie has previously enforced a selection pop-up box that allows practitioners to identify what specific action was to happen regarding the result, even when there was no action required. To resolve this problem, the clinical users will notice now that there is a QuickLink button that is available to be chosen from the options area within that results pane. This is specifically to be used when the results have been reviewed, but the result or report doesn't warrant any further action, intervention, or for practices who don't use the action list. The benefits of using this quick link will be that results can be linked to patients faster with less clicks, and that's a big advantage for the physicians who can receive hundreds of results each week. If it is determined that the result does in fact require further attention and should be added to the action list, clinicians and practitioners can still make use of the regular link button, as that remains available on the same page. If this is the first time you're actually hearing about the action list and are still using post-it notes or any other form to get results actioned, you must make sure you jump onto our knowledge base to find more information about this long-standing feature. Real-time prescription monitoring is now available in Genie for healthcare providers to receive up-to-date information on a patient's prescription history. Once you prescribe a medication through Genie, you'll be able to quickly see at any time whether the script has been filled or not without having to phone the patient to check. You will also be able to get warnings when prescribing if the patient already has an active script for a medication. Prescription monitoring means prescribers can better support their patients, especially those who are on numerous medications or higher doses of high-risk medications. In the example we are seeing on the screen here, the practitioner is looking to prescribe patient David a particular medication. However, with real-time prescription monitoring in use, the specialist will receive an alert saying that an active prescription for this medication already exists for the patient. To make use of this functionality for your prescribers, the first step is to register for your state or territory's real-time prescription monitoring system. Once that stage is complete, you'll have the ability to receive these types of real-time notifications on your computer when you're prescribing monitored medicines in Genie. On our Genie knowledge base, we have an in-depth article that takes you through the various steps you need to know to be able to activate this at your practice. We've gone through and added all of the links to the various state agencies, so you are able to register with the individual prescription monitoring programs available to you. One thing that we like to ensure our practices are made aware of is that the cost of your Genie license fee includes all of the updates to your Genie software. Keeping your Genie database up to date is the best way to make use of the technical improvements and the new features that are available at each release. Whilst it can be exciting seeing the newest features, it's always best to plan for your updates to ensure they run very smoothly. Within the latest releases of Genie, we have included significant improvements to the database structure and function of your Genie database. What users are specifically going to notice as a result of these changes? These changes have meant that there is no more delay when opening commonly used areas of the Genie database, including the patient demographic windows and the clinical windows. Now, these windows are used most frequently throughout the day. Navigating the appointment book has also become smoother and less laggy, and with minimal delays when moving to different days or areas within the appointment book itself. So there's no more telling the patient in front of you that the computer is running slow when you're looking for their next available appointment date. We have also improved performance within the tasks area as well. People were experiencing some slowness activating the tasks area and getting to their task windows. So this has been resolved, meaning that you can get to your tasks and action them more easily. The knowledge base has more information on the latest version of Genie, which is 10.2.7. So it's highly recommended that all practices review this page so you're across the changes. Our version 10.2.8 is currently in development. So once this is ready and available as a general release to our practices, you'll receive communication from Magentis. So we encourage you to stay tuned. Having all of this information available will allow you to plan for your updates for your Genie database. So what should you do when you do see that a new update is available and you've read through the details on what's included? If you have been a Genie user for quite some time, you may have previously completed the upgrades in-house without any assistance from your IT provider. Nowadays, with extra complexities, there are experts out there that can complete these upgrades for you without the stress. We call these companies certified advisors. So our certified advisors go through a screening process and are selected for their knowledge and experience with our products. So if you don't have a trusted IT provider, the certified advisors are a great resource to assist with ensuring everything runs to plan. They are extremely familiar with our Genie products and the networks and associated computer hardwares that Genie requires to run on. In any case, before starting any upgrade, it is really important to back up your Genie system. Your IT providers or the certified advisor should double check the hardware requirements as well. So all of your hardware at the practice meets or exceeds the hardware specifications advised for that particular version of Genie. Otherwise, you might find that when you go to enter into Genie after an upgrade has complete, Genie might not open correctly for you or display correctly on the screen. Choosing the best timing to run your Genie updates is an extremely important step as well. You need to make sure that all of the hardware is up to date within each area of the practice that is accessing Genie as well. You also need to ensure that you have a patient-free time, as the Genie updates mean that Genie won't be available whilst that update is running. It's really good practice to ensure that you have your Genie backups automatically running and have a number of different ways that you back up your data. If you're not sure of the backups that are run at your practice, it's really important to check in with your IT provider or your certified advisor. If you would like more information, you are able to access that through our knowledge base, and we have a number of different ways that you're able to access us and our support, training, and our live chat that's available from the website as well. Our knowledge base also has information on the certified advisors that we have available, and it has their links to their details, so you can always reach out to them for further information.